The New York Yankees have agreed to a one-year deal with right-handed relief pitcher Jonathan Loaisiga. There is a club option for the 2026 season, first reported by Jorge Castillo of ESPN. We're going to talk about that move. We're going to talk about some of the rumors that have come out between our last recording earlier this morning and the nighttime right now. It is 7:30 p.m. Eastern time as I begin recording this episode. If you guys are interested in Yankee content, you enjoy this kind of content, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. And of course, check out Fireside Yankees on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and of course, this YouTube page. With that out of the way, let's get started talking about Jonathan Loaisiga, who honestly was one of the Yankees' best relievers when he was healthy, and that's the key here, when he is healthy. Loaisiga has a 2.89 ERA across his last 4 seasons, with a 20% strikeout rate and a 59.2% ground ball rate. He's one of the hardest throwers in the league. He sports a sinker that has tons of velocity, tons of horizontal movement, tons of vertical drop. He has a changeup that gets tons of movement and sits at around 90 miles an hour. His curveball is a high 80s pitch with great horizontal and vertical movement. He has a 4-seamer he can sneak in there to get whiffs at the top of the zone. This is a dynamic reliever with 4 quality pitches, excellent command of those pitches, excellent movement, excellent velocity, excellent pitch quality grades. I mean, this is the kind of guy who you would look at and say he should be a premium reliever. He should be someone who is fetching a 3-4 year deal, especially when he's coming into his age 30 season. But the issue has been arm health. Jonathan Loaisiga underwent elbow surgery last season. It knocked him out for basically the entire year. He only made 3 appearances for the Yankees. They were scoreless appearances, so that should be noted. But it's been a struggle for Loaisiga to stay healthy. He's only made 20 appearances over the last 2 years. But again, when he's on, he's on. When he's healthy, he's one of the best relievers in the game. He's unhittable. His stuff is overwhelming. It's overbearing on right-handed batters when he can throw that sinker in. He can throw the curveball down and away for swings and misses. He's got the changeup for lefties. He's got a 4-seamer he can throw upstairs. I mean, this is a reliever who is very dynamic, who's exactly what the Yankees need. He's someone who's got high velo. The Yankees do not have enough high velo guys. In terms of fastball velocity out of the bullpen, they were in the bottom 15 for teams. They need guys who throw gas. Loaisiga fits that very well. I'm very excited to know he's back. It's a cheap deal. It's not like the Yankees have guaranteed him multiple years. He only has 1 guaranteed year on this contract. Furthermore, he will return in 2026 if he pitches well, because the Yankees are going to be able to pick up that club option. It's probably going to be a cheap club options as well. So, I think the New York Yankees are looking at a reliever who just makes sense. He's just someone who makes sense for this team. I'm extremely excited to see how this ends up turning out. I hope he can be healthy. The report from Jorge Castillo is that he is expected to get back on the mound in 2025, late in April. He's done some throwing already. I wonder if the Yankees are going to be able to get him on the mound before May. If you ask me, I'm going to be a little more conservative and say it's going to be at some point in May. And at the end of the day, this is just one of the premier relievers on the team. Like, this is a guy who just rocks. I really do think the Yankees got a good deal here, and I'm very excited to see how the New York Yankees, I'm excited to see how the New York Yankees are going to end up, going about this and seeing how they navigate for the rest of their bullpen. As it pertains to some of the other news that have come out since the episode we recorded this morning, number one, the report that Joel Sherman just dropped about an hour ago, that the New York Yankees and Christian Walker have cooled off talks. Now, we had talked about it on the show. I said that I had heard that the Yankees were close on an agreement with Christian Walker last night. They had tons of productive conversations. We didn't hear anything new in the morning, so I kind of assumed it was par for the course. Hey, things fell apart. Joel Sherman confirmed that these two parties were close in a deal. When he mentioned that these talks have cooled off, I wouldn't put it as these two sides cannot come back together on an agreement, but rather that these two sides have cooled off and they've grown apart on a potential deal. It seems that Walker wants something the Yankees aren't willing to give him, whether that's a 3rd guaranteed year, where that's a little bit more money. The Yankees made what I can describe as an aggressive and productive offer. They made an offer that is above his projected number on Fangraphs. I believe that they made an offer that should have netted the player, and that I believe if that offer is still on the table, if the Yankees haven't pulled that offer yet, that Walker may come around and end up accepting it because it is a pretty good offer. I'd be stunned if another team tops that offer from the Yankees, unless, of course, a top-of-the-line suitor, maybe a team like the New York Mets, swoops in and is more willing to be aggressive with their financials. The Mets obviously have a lot more money to spend towards luxury tax and have an extremely rich owner. We just saw that with Juan Soto. So we'll see. As it pertains to what that means for first base, I don't think it means the Yankees aren't adding a first baseman. I think they're just holding firm on not giving Walker more than what they've already offered. They offered a deal north of $20 million in terms of annual average salary. They offered multiple years in that deal. I don't know if the third year they offered was guaranteed. If it is, I'm kind of stunned if this deal didn't come together. If it's not guaranteed, perhaps that's something of a stipulation. Maybe there are some incentives. Maybe it's not all guaranteed money. But I do know the Yankees offered a very aggressive deal to Christian Walker. So, whether he accepts it or not down the road is to be seen. Whether the Yankees recircle to this or not, again, remains to be seen. Because it seems like the main storyline now is Kyle Tucker. Now, Ari Alexander reported that the New York Yankees are preparing to make what is described as a pretty hefty offer for Kyle Tucker. Obviously, Kyle Tucker is one of the premier outfielders in the game. He is considered to be available on the market. The Chicago Cubs are pushing hard to get him. They seem to have the edge in these talks. They have already dropped names. The Astros and the Cubs have already had preliminary conversations. The Cubs were unwilling to part ways with Seiya Suzuki and Isaac Paredes on top of the prospects that the Astros asked for. The Astros seem to be super interested in Luis Gil. Personally, I would trade Luis Gil for Kyle Tucker even without the guarantee of an extension. I believe that Kyle Tucker is a game changer. He is the one player that you can go out and get, and then you could say, you know what, we still had an A- or an A+ offseason. The Yankees cannot have a better offseason than an F or a D. I said it, that if they didn't get Juan Soto, it cannot be better than an F or a D, and I stand by that. I'm not going to change my perception on that based on the fact that we're in the reality without Juan Soto. So, I stand firm on how critical I'm going to be of the offseason if they're unable to net some star bat that can, obviously you cannot replicate Juan Soto, but you can improve yourself as a roster. You can, quote unquote, distribute the resources in a way that would be productive for this team's construction. Finally, there are talks about Cody Bellinger, and the Yankees and the Cubs seem to be very much apart on the money. These two parties seem to be very, very opposed in terms of where the Yankees think the Cubs should be contributing money and where the Cubs believe the Yankees should be contributing money. The Yankees believe the Cubs should eat part of that salary, and the Cubs believe that the Yankees should eat all of the money. Personally, I believe the New York Yankees should not take on a $25 million luxury tax hit to acquire Cody Bellinger to play first base. He's better suited for the outfield. He'll be more valuable to an organization playing the outfield. I'd prefer if the Yankees got some of the money eaten by the Cubs if they're going to acquire him to play first base, which seems to be their focus because Joel Sherman reported that they seem to be more focused on getting Cody Bellinger and Kyle Tucker than they are on Christian Walker. It would make them more left-handed. It would make them a little younger. It would make them a little faster. I'm not a proponent of the belief that you have to have left-handed hitting. I think you just need to get the best hitters possible. I believe Christian Walker is a better baseball player than Cody Bellinger if Cody Bellinger is playing first base. I think Cody Bellinger is a totally fine player at like $20 million AAV if he's playing center field. He's a quality bat, a quality base runner, and a quality defender out there. We talked about this on the podcast. If you want to incentivize Bellinger to opt out, you have to play him in center field. Playing him at first base, it makes him a very expensive first baseman. It makes him one that likely will not opt out of that deal, and then you're stuck with $25 more million of your luxury tax being hit in 2026. And if you don't get Kyle Tucker in this trade, this offseason, you'll have to wait till free agency to get a crack at him. It would really hurt to not be able to have $25 million freed up. So, that's really where I'm at. Finally, I'd like to mention that the New York Yankees are preparing a presentation for Roki Sasaki. That was mentioned by Brian Cashman at the winter meetings. The winter meetings concluded today. That is the end of the winter meetings, so we're just going to go into normal offseason stuff. I know Jack Curry's scheduled to speak at 8 on Yes. We'll hear what he has to say and kind of provide more updates. We'll keep you guys posted on the Yankees and what's going on in terms of their news, rumors, acquisitions, stuff of that nature. We appreciate you guys tuning in and providing us with followers. We just hit the 20,000 subscriber mark, and I personally want to thank every single one of you guys for helping us get to this point. We really appreciate it. It is a dream come true to be able to do this for a job and to do this and try to pursue a career in this. So thank you all again for viewing, for liking, commenting. If this is your first time viewing, thank you. If you've been a viewer since I was recording in high school with messed up hair and jacked up teeth, I appreciate you. Thank you all again for tuning in. You guys can check us out on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and of course this YouTube page. Instagram, it's at fireside.yankees. Everywhere else, it's at Fireside Yankees. And of course, you can check out empiresportsmedia.com for the written version of all of the content we've got thrown out on these videos, or just various news and updates. We have the Loaisiga article up. We have various articles up. I wrote an article today describing Max Fried's new sweeping slider that he developed last September. If you're interested in learning more about Max Fried, that's on the website. Links to everything are in the description. As always, you can follow me at Ryan Garcia ESM. Thank you all again for tuning in. We love you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out, everybody.
Perfect.